What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing the Maxton Design's rear diffuser on my 2021 Model 3. I got it in gloss black, but we're going to paint it satin black with a nice low gloss so it matches the plastic trim. They do sell it in a printed carbon or a textured plastic, which you can get on their website, but unfortunately they're back ordered till November and I wanted to get this thing put on right away. So we got the diffuser set to go. I got some 3M adhesion promoter, which is going to be super useful to making the 3M tape stick to the bottom. And then I'm also going to be drilling out some holes using some of these tap screws, little tap rivets, to push in and make sure it holds it in place. So let's get this thing started. So here it is in gloss black, which would look great if I had a black car, but for my white car I wanted to match the plastic trim. I use Duplicolor engine paint. It's a low gloss and it really matches a lot of the trim out there. So I'm going to do multiple coats here, a total of 3, and giving it drying time in between. I did tape off the Maxton Design logo, so when I take the tape off, it'll look factory. It's starting with the adhesion promoter. You're going to want to put it everywhere you're going to put the double-sided tape. I didn't believe in this stuff for the longest time, but after using it, it literally makes it like glue, and it's definitely worth the extra couple dollars. You're going to want to put the double-sided tape on all the pieces that are going to touch the bottom side of the car. So I would put it on all the edges to prevent, dirt and grime from getting in, as well as all the sides, and I'm going to put pieces in the middle. This is more of a first protocol. The second one is going to be the push rivet pins to make sure it's secure. Now this isn't a necessary step. You can do it with the car on the ground, but I have ramps and it's going to make it a little bit easier for the install and making sure everything's clean. Since my car is lowered to make sure the diffuser doesn't hit the ramps, I'm going to have to position my ramps to the furthest outside part of the tire. Then go slow, back up the car, and hold in the park button to make sure the emergency brake is on. Given that my car is only a couple weeks old, it was pretty clean underneath. Also, I live in Southern California and it doesn't really rain here often. But you want to make sure you clean every single thing that you're going to stick this to. Make sure there's no dirt and grime, get every little spot. Now, if you have mud flaps installed, you're going to have to take them off to put the diffuser on, but once everything's back together, the mud flaps will fit right on top. Now let's get everything prepped. I like to use a little flathead screwdriver to get the backing of the double-sided tape off. So first we're going to take off every strip so I can just stick this thing right on. So I'm going to do a quick test fit so I know where to put the adhesion promoter, and while doing this I realized it actually goes a bit further back than I thought. You want to cover those rear wings that are already on the car, and it'll sit flush once you have it in place. Next, the 3M adhesion promoter. Don't skimp out on this and use plenty and use as much as you need. Put it on all the spots the double-sided tape is going to go on. And like I said, you want to use as much as you possibly can to make sure the double-sided tape adheres extremely well to the plastic. Time to line it up. First thing you're going to do is get underneath the car, and using the outside fin as a guide, go ahead and place it over the original stock plastic. Go slow here because once the double-sided tape touches the adhesive promoter, it's really difficult to get off. You can use the existing line of the underbody to the exterior plastic trim on the back and follow that line all the way around. You'll see I pull it over the plastic fin that's already on the car. Then once you have it here, just push everything in place. Make sure it's real snug. Now you can go across the bottom and push on every double-sided tape you have. Just take your time, go slow, and make sure you apply pressure and hold it there for a few seconds. I'm going to do this all the way around and make sure I get everything to stick properly. Now it's time to drill the holes for the rivets. I'm using a 3/8 drill bit. Depends on the type of rivet you have, but I start with a 1/4 inch and then open it up to a 3/8. Here's a closer shot so you can see what's happening. You really don't want to drill in too far, only about 1 inch. Then you're going to take your push rivet, push it in, push the pieces of plastic together, and snap it in place. I used 1 rivet per each section on the front and then the same on the back. It's about 7 inches across, and I put mine 2 inches deep. So now for extra security, I'm going to put a rivet in between each fin. What's great about this is if you really need to, you can always pull the diffuser off to access anything underneath the car. Here's another shot on the side where we're going to put it on the outside fin to make sure it stays in place. You can notice how I push the car's plastic and the bottom diffuser together when I snap the rivet in. This process on the underside of the car is the same as the front. You're going to drill holes for each one in between each fin and then just snap your rivet in. Do this on every single one just for the extra security. Last thing you want is this flying off on the freeway. All right, now that's all in place, let's check it out. And that's the Maxton Designs rear diffuser. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and stay tuned for my next video coming out soon. Thanks for watching.